Coming up next on Good Morning El Paso, the VA under fire again after a national report on patient wait times. But what is the situation like right here in El Paso?
The Labor Day weekend is finally here. We have a look ahead at all the festivities.
New video this morning of a colorful change to your commute. Some colorful lights making their debut at the Spaghetti Bowl at night.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC7's Good Morning El Paso.
A very good morning to you, El Paso, Las Cruces, and Juarez. I'm Stephanie Valle.
And I'm Hillary Floren. Good morning, everyone. Let's check out the forecast right now with meteorologist Crystal Cly standing by with a look at the three-day weekend.
Oh, yes, we've got that long weekend, Labor Day weekend ahead of us, and our conditions outside to start off our Friday. Maybe you're lucky and you got the four-day weekend, I don't know. We are looking outside at some really great conditions to start off. I say great conditions because when you've got that cloudiness out there, it's going to start for a low, slow heating kind of day. The clouds are mostly focused out to the west, but they are spreading across to the east like we saw yesterday. No rain really for us to track at this point, but we do have plenty of moisture. Notice some really light green that's picking up on radar in a few spot areas. I don't think this is rain actually making it to the surface quite yet, but it is indicative of all the thick cloud coverage we have moving through. Some light drizzly conditions are possible out west starting this morning and into your lunchtime, and then later day overnight we could see some scattered showers. El Paso to Las Cruces. So here's another check of those temperatures outside some of our WeatherNet sites. These are sponsored by Mattress Firm. We're at 73 at the Office of Emergency Management and 72 at Sierra Middle School. Out near Camino Real Middle School, 69, and Anthony, New Mexico at 70 degrees. We've got 60s and 70s to start off with. Pretty typical of what we've been seeing. The difference will be that today could we all remain in the 80s for highs. We'll look at that coming up.
Okay, thank you, Crystal. It is 6:02, and we now have to wait until Tuesday to find out if El Paso Children's Hospital will pay rent to University Medical Center. That decision is up to a judge. Children says it should not have to pay UMC rent because the rent agreement was actually a way to get federal reimbursements that never materialized. UMC was an insider in Children's decisions, and that UMC supposedly told Children's it did not need to pay rent in 2015. But UMC says Children's has no documented proof of those claims. The judge also extended the time for Children's to assume or reject the lease of the building until December 15th. And the VA is under fire again after a recent report on the amount of time veterans have had to wait for care. Last year, El Paso's VA was ranked as one of the worst in the country and in Texas based on wait times. But has any progress been made?
When we're talking about wait times, we're not talking about emergent or urgent needs that a veteran may have. Veterans that have emergent or urgent needs, those are triaged and those are taken care of immediately.
From the beginning of the year to July, the numbers improved. The overall percentage of appointments completed in 30 days or less went from 92% to 94%. But after reviewing the records from July to August, the wait times show a different trend from the beginning of the year. The average wait times for primary care went up 3 days. Specialty care's wait time also went up to 5 days, and the mental health wait time went up a day. Although numbers are down, the director has a message for all veterans.
I would tell them that they deserve to have the care when and where they need the care, and that we're making every effort to bring care closer to them.
El Paso's VA has made several changes to address those wait times, such as increasing staff levels and adding alternative methods to contact veterans and provide help.
There has been another West Nile-related death here in the borderland. The El Paso Department of Public Health confirms it was an elderly woman who lived in the 79927 zip code. That's in the southeast part of town. She had several underlying medical conditions that could have been a factor in her death. Last week, an elderly man in the lower valley also died from complications from West Nile, along with other medical conditions.
Happening today, we will find out how many jobs America has added in August and whether wages are finally growing. This new jobs report is important to the Federal Reserve. It could be the deciding factor on raising interest rates. Job growth would confirm that the U.S. economy is strong. Still, the stock markets are jittery right now, and raising the rates could potentially create even more volatility in the global stock markets.
Houston prepares to lay a fallen police officer to rest. Thousands are expected to come out to honor Deputy Darren Goforth and the men and women who served with him. Here's Kim Hutcherson with more.
They are vital to safe communities, but they're also vital to the core foundational principles upon which we rely.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott praising police officers and asking the public to honor Harris County Deputy Darren Goforth as he's laid to rest.
I'm asking every citizen in the state of Texas to wear blue. If you are on the road at 11 a.m., if you would turn your flashers on for 1 minute.
That flashing memorial timed to coincide with Goforth's funeral late Friday morning at Houston's Second Baptist Church. The governor's goal?
Collectively, we're going to send a tidal wave of support across the state of Texas to the men and women who keep our communities safe.
Goforth was gunned down a week ago at a gas station. Officials suspect he was targeted because of his uniform. The suspect, Shannon Miles, has a history of mental troubles. Honors for Goforth include flags at half-staff, taps, and a 21-gun salute. But it's cold comfort for Texas officers burying one of their own.
We definitely appreciate all the support, the care, the letters, the flowers, but we shouldn't be here. This was a good family man. It's a senseless murder.
I'm Kim Hutcherson reporting.
Developing now, authorities are looking for a gunman who killed one person and injured 2 others in a shooting near a California college campus. The shooting happened near the baseball field at Sacramento City College. Police say 3 people were shot and one of them was a student. Classes were in session at the time of the shooting. The campus went on lockdown and the classes were canceled the rest of the day. A man in West El Paso got quite the scare after he came face-to-face with a burglar who broke into his home in broad daylight. It happened Wednesday afternoon on the 600 block of Vera. Police arrested 45-year-old David Ward. Police say Ward rang the doorbell, but when the homeowner didn't answer, Ward allegedly broke in through the home's garage. The homeowner found Ward in the kitchen. And they say that Ward ran off but was later arrested several blocks away. He's charged with burglary.
A judge is awarding damages to Kim Stewart, a former Doña Ana County internal affairs investigator who says she was wrongfully fired.
It's time to change the culture that has permeated that building and that agency for so long.
In July, a jury found county officials violated Stewart's rights under New Mexico's Whistleblower Protection Act. Stewart claims she was fired because she investigated allegations of discrimination against county employees who are Hispanic or African American. The jury had originally awarded Stewart $1.2 million. The judge increased that amount to $300,000 to make it $1.5 million total. It's one of the largest music festivals in the Southwest. Thousands are gearing up now for the Sun City Music Festival, just one of the many events happening over the holiday weekend. Good morning, El Paso's Denise Olivas is getting us all up to speed this morning. Good morning, Denise.
Good morning, Hillary. Sun City Music Fest is 2 days filled with some of the biggest names in electronic music, dance music, coming together on 3 stages at Ascarate Park. Yeah, it's definitely time to get your fist pumping in the air and put on your loudest outfit if you plan to attend Sun City Music Fest. It begins Saturday night, and in its 5 years of existence, some are calling this one of the biggest festivals in Texas. More than 20,000 people are expected every day. DJs include Armin van Buren, Hardwell, Nervo, and even some local DJs will be taking the stages. And this year's Sun City Music Fest organizers are teaming up with the Salvation Army. Everyone who plans to go this weekend take a canned food item, and you'll be allowed to enter the festival through a special entryway. And so not only will you be getting your dance on this weekend, but of course you'll also be helping out your community. And if that's not your thing, of course there are plenty of things to do. We're talking about all types of festivals and bazaars happening this weekend. Also, the Hatch Chili Festival is happening in Hatch, New Mexico. And of course, the Art of Vino's Farmers Market that happens throughout the summer every weekend. We have all that information right now at KVIA.com in our events section. Stephanie, back to you.
Okay, Denise, thanks for that update. And take a look at this video. It's new this morning. Those towers at the Spaghetti Bowl are now lit up. This is part of the final phase of the Spaghetti Bowl beautification project. In all, there are 6 towers, the 2 at Yandell, 2 at Reynolds, and 2 tall ones along Gateway East on I-10. The whole project is expected to be finished in October. Very pretty.
It sure is. Adds a lot. Let's take a live look at traffic right now. This is I-10 and Anthony. Very quiet out there. Not too much happening, and we're keeping an eye on the complete borderland area, making sure there are no tie-ups, and right now it's looking good.
And still to come here on Good Morning El Paso, Donald Trump continues to rise in the polls.
But there's a catch here. One poll saying that he would lose in a certain head-to-head matchup. There's a little hint right there on your screen who it might be against.
And it is 6:10, and before we get to our break, we have a preview of our storm weather forecast with Crystal Clyde.
I know there's a lot of events going on this long weekend, so we're going to check in on one of those coming up after your break.
Thanks, Crystal. This is ABC 7, where news comes first.